Whose fault is hookup culture?
I think it's definitely women, because if women weren't putting out, then men wouldn't have the ability to, and so there wouldn't be any hookup culture. So it's because women are putting out and having sex with more men more frequently, they are controlling that. And men are obviously going to take it, because what else are they going to do? They're just going to, not take it? Like, what?
Hey, listen, the fish market can't be open if there's no fish for sale.
Word?
I never went to a college party and I don't regret it. It was an isolating experience then, but I'm grateful for it now. With that said, I tried. I moved my shit in, tried sleeping in a dorm. I even ate ramen. No matter how hard I tried, the idea of waking up the next morning not knowing what I did or where I was the night before never really appealed to me. In my opinion, this is where hookup culture stems from. Not dating apps, college. Drinking, partying, and racking up bodies aren't questioned in the college world. And this is why body counts have become so inflated over the years. It is so casually talked about in college. I remember listening in on conversations, and when I would hear other people's numbers, I would think I was doing something wrong. My biggest issue with the ran through argument is that both men and women are so brainwashed at this age that they don't see it as a problem until it's too late. If we want to fix this instead of complaining about it, we have to start addressing it at a younger age, because basing your self-worth off of how many bodies you have isn't at all normal. The question we should all be trying to address is how we make anti-college culture trendy.
In your 20s, dating is often seen as an exciting phase of exploration and thrill, where relationships are lighter and more carefree. But as you approach your 30s, everything shifts. Women, particularly those in their 30s and beyond, often start craving a clear signal of commitment, typically in the form of a ring. Meanwhile, many men begin to realize that the lifelong commitment marriage entails might not be as appealing as they once thought. While women fantasize about nurseries and white picket fences, men often start to see the financial and emotional costs of such commitments. They begin to value their independence, freedom from alimony or child support payments, and the financial security of staying single. In today's dating scene, many men prefer casual flings over long-term relationships, especially when considering the risks associated with marriage and divorce. These men have witnessed firsthand the toll divorce takes on men, from financial ruin to emotional distress, leading to a sense of disillusionment. Navigating the dating world at this stage requires balancing the desire for independence and long-term fulfillment. By the time men reach their 30s, they have learned to filter out potential partners more effectively. It's no longer just about looks. Now, they look for signs of stability, compatibility, and emotional health. Building trust takes time, especially when they've witnessed the potential dangers of rushing into a relationship. One of the reasons many men gravitate toward casual hookups rather than relationships is because of the perceived safety they offer. Casual flings carry fewer emotional and financial risks compared to the long-term commitment of marriage. There's also a prevailing belief among some men that women over 28 are less desirable, largely due to physical changes associated with aging. While some women focus on career or personal growth in their 30s, others may feel anxious about their diminishing physical appeal and start to reconsider their choices. Studies show that the more partners a woman has had, the more likely her marriage is to end in divorce, leading some men to view the exploration phase as something to avoid. In the past, women between 18 and 24 were often seen as the epitome of youth and beauty, receiving attention and perks from men eager to take them out or indulge them. This phase often leads to a sense of entitlement, which can carry over into their later 20s. However, around 25 to 30, things can start to change. Some women might become more vocal about feminist ideals or feel alienated by society's beauty standards. Others, however, might panic, especially if they haven't found their alpha partner by then, and may start seeking stability from the so-called beta guys, those who seem to have their lives together but may not be the most exciting or charismatic. As women transition from focusing on the alpha types to considering more stable, responsible partners, the dynamics of relationships shift. These men are often the reliable, career-driven types, but the relationships can sometimes feel transactional. In some cases, this leads to situations where women, despite being married to these dependable men, seek excitement from others, a trend sometimes referred to as cuckoldry. For men contemplating marriage, having a solid prenuptial agreement is often seen as essential, no matter how financially secure they may be. society seems to push men to settle down by their late 20s or early 30s. But it's wise for men to take their time, perhaps as much as 8 years, to thoroughly vet a potential life partner before making such a monumental commitment. Many men today are avoiding marriage altogether due to the high risks involved, particularly financial ones. The average American woman today is about 5 feet 4 inches and 168 pounds, which is heavier than the average size of women in the past. As men place more value on physical appearance, fitness, and femininity, not all women embody these qualities, which can be a turnoff. Traits like assertiveness or being large may not be seen as attractive by many men, further pushing them away from traditional commitments. In the past, divorce was stigmatized, particularly for women. Today, however, divorce is common, and studies show that women initiate about 70% of divorces. This statistic reflects the growing trend of women being more likely to end relationships, even though they may have once been the most eager proponents of marriage. Men in their 30s are often more focused on their careers than on relationships, partly due to having witnessed or heard about the financial devastation and emotional toll that divorce can have. They've learned to be cautious, knowing the pitfalls of marriage and family life. The pool of available, childless, and fit women tends to shrink as men reach their 30s, with many now hesitant to engage with women who have children, particularly if they aren't the biological father. Men understand that relationships with single mothers often come with complications, as the woman's focus is primarily on her children. When it comes to what men want, some things haven't changed. Men are still largely judged on their looks, their ability to provide, and their success in life. On the other hand, women continue to be judged mainly on their appearance, despite evolving ideas about gender roles and expectations. The dating landscape is increasingly complex for both genders, but for many men, it feels safer to avoid the long-term commitment of marriage and instead enjoy the freedoms that come with being single. And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.